This is Red Carpet Fly's News on the Fly, bringing you daily unique and interesting entertainment, celebrity, and luxury news. Before we get started, you know what to do. Like, follow, and subscribe to Red Carpet Fly, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a single News on the Fly episode. Congrats to Beyonce for entering the Guinness World Records Hall of Fame. Madame Noir reports that the 28-time Grammy winner has been inducted into the Guinness World Records Hall of Fame. According to Rolling Stone, she has broken records for being the first act to debut at #1 with her first 6 studio albums, and for having the highest annual earnings for a female singer. Queen Bey also broke records on social media. She's at the top of Guinness's list of having the most current Twitter engagements, retweets, for a female musician. She and hubby Jay-Z also hold Guinness's title for the highest earning couple in Hollywood ever. Damn, she's just breaking records everywhere. Even though she broke the record for having her first 6 studio albums debut at #1, that entry is soon to change. Her latest album, Renaissance, debuted at #1 on the Billboard chart as well. According to Illuminate, the 16-track effort sold 32,000 equivalent album units, which includes 179 million streams and 190,000 copies sold as complete packages. After Renaissance release, she was also featured on the Isley Brothers remake of their 1975 hit Make Me Say It Again Girl. Ronald Isley told Billboard that when he began working on this next album, getting Beyonce on wax was at the top of his list. So congratulations to Queen Bey. Now, this girl is the personification of move in silence because you never really hear about what she's doing or working on until the project drops. So congrats, Beyonce. Also, congratulations to Kelly Clarkson for receiving her star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Clarkson received the Walk of Fame star with the original American Idol judges by her side. Her star is the 2,733rd star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame here in Los Angeles. Again, congratulations to Kelly Clarkson. You know, I actually went to one of her shows when it was being filmed out here in LA. I took my bestie when she came into town to visit, and we had such a good time. Good memories. New York Fashion Week has ended, but don't fret because Milan Fashion Week is just getting started. And since we're talking about fashion and models, I found an interesting article the other day about the rise of the digital fashion model. Now, I feel like the powers that be, tried this before with the digital rapper. What was the name of that whack AI character? I think FN Mika. And that was a huge disaster. Well, according to this Women's Wear Daily article, avatars are all the rage in fashion, leading to a new division at LA agency Photogenics. It's a great time to be in the avatar business. New York can attest to that as an influx of digital people blanketed the city during Fashion Week. From the World Trade Center to Times Square to Brooklyn, the digital zeitgeist was impossible to miss. It's not like a massive 3D representation of Karl Lagerfeld looms overhead every day after all. Although Cara Delevingne reportedly skipped the capsule launch for her Lagerfeld collaboration, Cara Loves Karl, at least her avatar was on duty. The digital character joined the late designer on a Times Square billboard and a campaign that injected the virtual world into the real one. Meanwhile, in the financial district, Nolcha shows transported people to Web 3.0 where they could interact with models decked in Chain Guardian's Meta Streetwear line. Roblox and Tommy Hilfiger straddled both realities, with the brand's return to the runways at Brooklyn Skyline streamed to its Tommy Play destination in Roblox. The partners also co-created a new virtual collection as seen on Super Plastic avatars. To observers, the variety of projects like these and others may be exciting, perhaps also a bit chaotic. Graphic styles vary quite a bit, veering from blocky to cartoony depending on the tools and platform, adding up to a cacophony that can make it harder, not easier to stand out. That applies to the clothes as well as the characters wearing them. Indeed, digitally peopling the virtual world of fashion, a sector where the visuals are everything, may be as tricky as choosing the right human models for real-life campaigns. This scenario is giving a rise to a new specialty for modeling agencies eager to plant their stake in the virtual world. Because apparently, even digital people could use representation. Nicole Bordeaux, founder of Los Angeles-based agency Photogenic, teamed up with Smashbox co-founders Dean and Davis Factor to create the Avatar Division, a new business unit that launched in September with a portfolio of 13 digital models. The concept takes a strategic left turn from the typical metaverse aesthetic, opting for a fantastical yet photorealistic avatar replicating real-life people. It's a strategic choice, and it could help the Photogenics group stand out from the virtual fray. Billed as avant-garde characters, the digital doppelgangers are based on human models Sedona Leg, Milan Dixon, Dasha Wynn, and the Fly Twins, and others. Personality is important to the agency, so it worked with Metaverse creative designer Nina Hawks, aka Nino Sense of Lilim Labs, and 3D filmmaker Sage Mori to ensure the avatars have a voice and a sense of expression and style like the originals. The designers even brought in their own avatars. Another fascinating tech twist is that Hawkins used an iPhone to capture their likeness. The smartphone pics formed the face mesh, the initial structure for the design that she would later build out and refine. In the end, the effort was informed as much by her fashion background as her technical skills. She states, "I've been creating in the fashion world for the last 10 to 12 years, and I also used to model and still model sometimes as well," said Hawkins, whose experience spans from Dior to Netflix and Times Magazine, as well as digital brand collabs with DressX, Nusi Quero, Spatial, and others across the art and NFT worlds. She describes her work with Maury Bordeaux and creative director Melanie DeSuze as blurring the lines between what's real and what's not, she added. "It's just a beautiful bridge between art, tech, and fashion." Maury, who runs his own video and animation production company, Horizon Labs, brings a filmmaking eye to the way the models move. "Creating the animations are a truly fascinating process," he said. "Pretty much all of the lessons that you can learn on real-life productions, you can actually apply to working with avatars. From lighting them, configuring the camera settings, angles, and dialing it all into who they are and how they need to be presented. Of course, photogenic avatars aren't plug and play. Fashion brands can't hire them to Decentraland, Spatial IO, and Roblox like human models could travel across Europe and Asia. That suits co-founder Bordeaux just fine, at least for now. The purpose of creating this division and these avatars is for campaigns for the designers. That was the main thing, not really being in Decentraland or the sandbox," she said. "And then eventually we'll evolve into a bigger division." Before Paris, Milan and Manhattan had even heard of the word metaverse. Computer-generated supermodels like Sherdu Graham, Lilo Miliqua, and others captivated mansions with their impressive realism and futuristic innovation. In a few short years, digital fashion models have gone from flight of tech fancy to a bona fide business opportunity. With the rise of the metaverse and the digital people within it, or creatures, in the case of Jenkins, fashion houses have a unique choice that simply isn't available in real life. Brands can design new avatars from scratch, creating them to suit their clothes, or go with digital replicas of human models that can evoke the original's backstories, causes, and other interests, minus the sick days, traveling expenses, or other snafus. Using the likeness of real people can get complicated, of course. Photogenics gets around that by owning the rights to its avatars while sharing the revenue with the people they're based on. One of the firm's stated goals is reimagining how models can monetize their value beyond the physical world, which is an intriguing proposition, especially for models interested in sustaining an ageless career in virtual form. In a relevant and seemingly precedent conversation with WWD last year, model Sinead Bovell shared concerns about the impact of digital beings on the modeling industry. At the time, in the lead up to her appearance in a 2021 PBS documentary on artificial intelligence in the fall, she admitted that such tech can feel threatening for careers like hers. Her advice to working models today would likely be music to photogenics' ears. Start preparing for the future of work, she advised. Maybe that means looking into an avatar for yourself, as we've seen more CGI, computer-generated images, and digital constructs being used in runway shows and such. And then, of course, really try to bolster the one thing that an AI model can never have, and that's a human story. You know, it sounds like the fashion world is way more receptive to AI than the music industry, and I wonder why that is. Is it because fashion is a more collaborative industry, so people aren't personally connected? My sister has been working in the space for a few months, and I've been peeking in and taking a look at her work, and it's crazy. She offered to build me and my mom, who's an accomplished author and businesswoman, an avatar. What will I use it for? I have no idea yet, but I wanted to try it out, and she wanted to work on it for her modeling. It's crazy how fast we're moving into this Web 3.0 world. I don't know, maybe it's me, but I still feel weird about this AI. Like, AI is trying to replace humans. They're more dependable, they don't need sleep, they don't get sick, they're adaptable. Things that humans can't do. I don't want to be that old person who is afraid of new technology, but I just can't shake this feeling that we're slowly being replaced. Maybe it's just the conspiracy theorist in me. What are your thoughts? Lastly, talking about the incredibly hard standards humans have to achieve or maintain in the world of fashion and Hollywood, there is a new weight loss craze hitting the streets of Hollywood. Ozempic, a diabetes drug turned weight loss drug, has stars scrambling to get it. I am not all endorsing this, but people are talking about it, says comedian Heather McDonald on her podcast, Juicy Scoop. A lot of people are wondering, what are the Kardashians using where they had such a rapid weight loss and dropped it so quickly and their bodies completely transformed? What is it? She goes on. A lot of people were talking about this and it's called Ozempic. It's the buzz in Hollywood and on TikTok. The wealthy have been using this pricey weight loss injection to slim down, and now stars are reportedly using it too, reports Women Wear Daily. Semaglutide is the medical name manufactured by Danish pharmaceutical company Novo Nordisk, but it's sold under the brand name Ozempic among others. Injected once weekly in the buttocks or stomach, it's an anti-diabetic medication used for the treatment of type 2 diabetes, but it's also being injected for weight loss. People have been asking for it by name, says Dr. David Schaefer, a double-board certified New York City plastic surgeon who specializes in aesthetic and cosmetic surgery. He's been practicing for 14 years and runs Schaefer Clinic. It's a huge business for us right now. Ozempic has been growing in popularity for about a year, he adds, and today about half of his daily clients are seeking the injection, at least 20 people a day. They are paying out of pocket about $1,000 to $1,400 per month, though prices can vary. Schaefer takes Ozempic himself, he reveals, and he's lost about 20 pounds. An employee of his lost 30. The only side effect I have sometimes is when I eat cheese or gassy foods, I feel a nauseous feeling, he says. But that's pretty much it. I don't have any other side effects really. Schaefer says that there have been other weight loss medications that are stimulants, meaning they speed up the metabolic rate in your body so you're burning more calories, but the side effects are that you're feeling jittery, you feel hyper, and you get headaches. He starts patients on a low dose of Ozempic to minimize the nausea. Some people use it as a pre-surgery prep before getting liposuction or a tummy tuck, while others utilize it in post-operation to maximize effects. But many are simply looking to lose weight. We are able to start people out on a regimen, and so they'll come in for the first couple of times to get their dosage, and then we can teach them how to self-administer. The way it's meant to work is by reducing blood glucose through a mechanism where it stimulates insulin secretions and lowers glucagon secretions. It's interfering with the mechanism of your metabolism of glucose, Schaefer explains. So normally you would eat and then the food would move into your intestines. Basically, with Ozempic, the food sits in your stomach a little bit longer, so you feel fuller faster and fuller longer. So you're not stuffing your face with food. Ozempic was approved by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, available in 3 therapeutic doses, 0.5 mg, 1 mg, and 2 mg, and improved blood sugar in adults with type 2 diabetes and reduce the risk of major cardiovascular events when used in addition to diet and exercise. The agency warns against possible side effects that include low blood sugar, inflammation in the pancreas, complication of diabetes-related retina disease, diabetic retinopathy, and allergic reactions. In animal studies, mice and rats that received Ozempic were more likely to develop a certain kind of thyroid cancer, states the FDA. It is not known whether this may occur in humans. The most common side effects in clinical trials included nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, abdominal pain, and constipation. Ozempic is not a weight loss drug, but may help people lose some weight. Women are seeking the impossible, which has become nearly attainable thanks to the advantages in plastic surgery, injectables, and tools. Appearing slim, a flat stomach, skinny arms, a la Kim Kardashian as of late, with a more natural-looking curves, perky and enhanced breasts and butts. And with uber-skinny stars like Hailey Bieber, Zoe Kravitz, and Lily Collins snagging fashion campaigns and lead roles, it is no surprise that a quick fix to slim down is gaining popularity. First of all, I'm setting my appointment ASAP. I put on a little pandemic weight and it has been slowly melting off. See, I have this condition where I love to eat. And I'm not talking about garbage or anything. I eat healthy foods, but I tend to eat very frequently. I blame my metabolism. You'd think it would be fast, but nope. It's not slow, but it's like doing its own thing. I'd pay $1,000 or $1,400 to get this injection. It's cheaper than gastric bypass or liposuction, especially if you want to shed like 20 pounds or something like that. I think this is 100% worth it. And while I'm not fat, and I really don't answer to the Hollywood machine because I do my own thing, I do still feel a little bit of pressure to be a bit thinner. And I notice that when I'm conducting interviews, depending on how I'm holding my head and, the camera angle, it looks like I have a double chin, and that's gotta go. I don't have a double chin, and I definitely don't want it to appear as if I have one. Ugh. So, who wants to schedule a twinsy appointment with me? Do you guys think this is worth the cash or for the trash? It is 100% worth the cash. Anyway, that's it for today, guys. If you would like to receive text notifications of when I post news on the fly episodes or my celebrity red carpet interviews, please send a text to 917-502-4379 and say, I want to get fly texts. Once subscribed, you'll start receiving text messages regarding a news on the fly episode or celebrity interview. Also, if you have a business, product, service, YouTube channel, or social media account that you would like for me to promote on my channel, please email redcarpetfly at alexi@redcarpetfly.com to get rates for advertising. We're growing, guys. You can also find this podcast on Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeart Radio podcast platforms. Just search for Red Carpet Fly, News on the Fly podcast. Lastly, please like, follow, subscribe, and share our YouTube channel, Red Carpet Fly, and also follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Red Carpet Fly. And until tomorrow, always stay fly.